Along with 99 other people, I accidentally get pulled into a brutal survival game. The broke game. In this game, the winner gets a $1 million prize. But the rule is this: survive 7 days on just $50. If it were you, how would you survive? As a professional broke guy, the moment I see the rules, I spot the game's loophole. Soon, the system's electronic voice rings out. Welcome, 100 players to the broke game. Starting funds, $50. Objective, survive 7 days in the game. The winner gets a $1 million prize. Overspending, dying, or leaving the game zone counts as elimination, with a $1 million debt. The voice pauses, a sly edge to it. Now, any cowards want to quit? Are you kidding me? I can survive 7 days on just water. A chubby guy in a cheap t-shirt next to me chimes in. $50 gets you steamed buns and pickles, enough if you're careful. Go big or go home, bet small, win big. Only a fool would quit. The crowd buzzes, charged with blind excitement. Excellent. All 100 players are in. Game rules now in effect. No exits allowed. Welcome, all 100 players to Airport Smuggle. Best of luck. A flash of white light, and I find myself standing in a sprawling modern airport. The place is so huge I can't see the end of it. Crowds rush past in every direction, impossible to tell who's a player and who's an NPC. My game account shows my starting funds, $50. 3 meters appear on my interface: hunger, thirst, and energy. All 3 are full. I spot a convenience store across the way and head over to check the prices. The moment I reach the fridge, someone lets out a tearful gasp. Holy crap, a bottle of water is $15? This is highway robbery! I walk over and scan the shelves. My heart sinks. Cupcakes 50, sandwiches 40, steamed buns $10 each. Even the cheapest bag of soda crackers is $18. With only about $7 a day, I can't even afford half a bottle of water. The chubby guy looks at me, despair written all over his face. Player 66, we're done for. This money only buys 3 bottles of water. People are gonna die in a week. I sigh. The system isn't running a charity. I knew it wouldn't be this simple. Other players flood into the store, faces twisted with shock and panic. The chubby guy pulls me aside. Player 66, I'm Wade. Player 44, let's team up. Anyone messes with you, I'll handle them. He throws a quick martial arts combo, surprisingly nimble. But until I figure out the game's rules, I don't want to team up with anyone. I politely decline and leave the store alone. First priority, find free water. Outside the restroom, I find a water dispenser, and beside it, 2 discarded plastic bottles. I rinse them out, then fill them up. Water sorted. Cost, $0. Next up, energy sources. I spot a coffee shop. The condiment counter has neat rows of white sugar packets, creamer cups, and brown sugar packets. Sugar is a critical energy source. Sugar packets can be used in emergencies to prevent low blood sugar. I walk over with a blank face, moving as casually as if I were grabbing something from home. A dozen sugar packets and a few creamer cups slide into my pocket in under 2 seconds. I stroll out of the coffee shop, head to an empty corner, tear open 2 sugar packets, and pour them straight into my mouth. The sweetness explodes on my tongue, bringing a fleeting sense of satisfaction. Sugar sorted. Cost, $0. The airport's air conditioning is cranked up like an icebox. Maybe the system did this on purpose. The colder it is, the faster we burn energy. My thin clothes do nothing against the chill. I have to keep moving to stay warm. I dig through a trash can and find a blanket someone tossed after their flight. As time passes, my hunger grows stronger. By 8 at night, I drift over to a bakery. Through the glass display, the unsold bread releases a tempting, weedy aroma. My stomach growls loudly. My sharp, broke-eye instincts tell me the bread should be on discount by now. The toast, originally priced at $30, is now just $15. But that's not enough. Closer to closing time, the discount could go even lower, maybe even free. Every dollar saved is a chance to survive. I sit on a bench across from the bakery, eyes half closed, resting. Suddenly, 20 or 30 figures pour in from every direction, charging madly toward the bakery. The tiny entrance becomes a chaotic crush. In the chaos, I see people waving cash, others simply grabbing bread off the shelves. The panicked clerk shouts, "Line up! Line up!" But it's useless. Within minutes, every discounted item, including the toast I'd been eyeing, is gone. Those who got bread look relieved, like survivors. Those who didn't pound their chests, eyes hollow with despair. The air is thick with curses, complaints, and hopeless sighs from other players. My hunger meter has already dropped to 30%. I take a deep breath, pushing down the cramps in my stomach. I tear my eyes from the chaos and look up at the massive flight information display board overhead. Red flight statuses keep scrolling. Time to show what I'm really made of. In this airport, players can move freely anywhere. Even without a boarding pass, you can go to the gates. I scan the board, locking onto a few delays highlighted in bold red. Only delays over 6 hours are my prey. I drag my weakening legs toward a boarding gate. A small crowd has already gathered there, the air thick with frustration and sweat. Gate 102 is delayed by 8 hours, and stranded passengers have surrounded the gate agent. The agent is a young woman, her face flushed red, spit from angry passengers nearly hitting her cheeks. "Is your airline completely useless? My child is crying from hunger. Are you going to do anything? Compensation. We demand compensation. Pay us right now." The scene is chaos, the agent's voice drowned in the wave of shouting. She looks ready to cry. Suddenly it hits me. This is my chance. I shove with all my strength into the center of the crowd, standing right in front of the agent. "Quiet! I roar with everything I have. The crowd freezes, stunned by the outburst. I point at the mother holding her wailing child and shout to every passenger, "Look! Look at this child crying. Will yelling here make the plane fly? The airline is in the wrong, they need to take responsibility. But what do we need most right now? Food. A place to rest. The strength to keep fighting them all the way." I turn to the breaking down agent and speak fast. "People are losing it. Top priority is calming them down. Hand out meal vouchers and hotel vouchers right now. Get everyone fed and settled. Otherwise this blows up. Can you handle that?" I keep telling them I can hand out meal and hotel vouchers. They don't want them, the agent says near tears. Everyone needs to line up and present their boarding pass to claim them. At a time like this, you're talking procedure? I cut her off and point at the mother with the child. Look how exhausted this mom is. She's held her baby for 8 hours and now she has to line up for your voucher? I turn to the mom. "Ma'am, hand me your boarding pass, I'll get it for you." I extend my hand with unshakable authority. She grabs onto me like a lifeline, immediately shoving her pass into my hand. Once someone leads, the effect is instant. Others, those with elderly parents, kids, or just exhausted, start shoving their boarding passes at me too. In seconds, I'm holding over a dozen passes. I turn to the agent, thrust the passes at her, and lower my voice. "Quick, deal with the most urgent ones first. Better than making the news, right? Hurry, slip me 2 extra meal vouchers and I'll calm down the parents with kids." Everyone gets a way out. The agent looks at me gratefully and works the machine fast. She pulls out a stack of vouchers, counts out the ones matching my boarding passes, then quickly slips 2 extra ones in and hands the bundle to me, her eyes thanking me. Got it. My heart pounds, but I keep my face calm. "Ma'am, take your baby and go eat." "Sir, here you go." I quickly hand out the matching vouchers and boarding passes, moving briskly. Finally, I clutch the 2 extra vouchers and tuck them into my innermost pocket. I shout to the crowd, "Go get your vouchers, eat, rest, save your strength, we'll settle the score with them later." While the crowd's attention shifts to claiming vouchers, I slip away like a slippery eel, vanishing into the bustling terminal corridors. To survive in this game, you have to exploit loopholes better than anyone else. The moment I leave the lounge, I run into Wade again. He smiles innocently. "Player 66, I saw what you did back there. You were negotiating like a movie boss. Are you really not considering teaming up with us? You might need help from others later, you know." In just one day, 4 more players have gathered around him. I decline his invitation again. With the meal vouchers, I eat my fill. Hunger meter back to full for now, but exhaustion crashes over me like a tide. My energy meter has dropped below 50%. It's 11 at night. The airport crowds have thinned dramatically. Most shops are closing, the lights dimming. An eerie, indescribable horror creeps in. Every bench in the terminal has armrests, designed to stop people from lying down. One young player, probably unable to take it anymore, wraps himself in a thin jacket and curls up on the floor to sleep. In less than 2 minutes, a bright beam hits him square in the face. "Get up, no lying down here." The security guard's voice is flat, emotionless. The young player ignores the NPC, rolls over, and keeps sleeping. Suddenly, a swarm of guards rushes in from the corners, hauling him up without a word, and tossing him out the airport doors. The public screen flashes. Player 13 eliminated for leaving the game zone. Debt, $1 million. More players in different areas get eliminated the same way. The system is using exhaustion and cold to drain the last of our reason. My energy meter is now critically low. To avoid elimination, I drape the ratty blanket over myself and fall asleep sitting up in a terminal chair. The next morning's sun tells us only 1 day has passed. My energy meter has barely climbed to 75%, but hunger has dropped to 50% again. I still have 1 meal voucher left, so I'm not too worried. I take a sip of cold water, eat 2 sugar packets, and head back to the departure hall to hunt. A player suddenly lunges at a child snatching their hot dog. The kid bursts into tears. Guards arrive at the commotion, surround the player, and shove him into a police car outside the airport. The system's broadcast rings out again. Player 25 robbed an NPC of food, thrown out of the airport by security, eliminated, debt, $1 million. I learn an important lesson. In this airport, nothing you do can alert security. But today the airport is strange. Not a single flight is delayed. I guess the system has patched the loophole I exploited. I spend the day wandering the hall like a normal traveler, hitting every store offering free samples. Of course, I only eat, never buy. I sample while watching the clerk's face. Once they catch on, I bolt. That's how I scrape through to evening. For dinner, I use my remaining meal voucher and refill my hunger meter. My energy is even lower today. This time, I don't settle for a chair. I slip into a dim side corridor where I spotted a gold mine earlier. An abandoned utility room with a cracked open door full of junk inside, but close that door and it's a private little world. The moment I step into the room, before I can fully shut the door, bam! Someone kicks the door open. In walks a tall guy with slanted eyes, 2 thugs flanking him. "Get out, this place is ours now," the tall guy barks at me. I recognize him. Yesterday at the bakery, he was the most ruthless. He even ripped bread out of 2 other players' hands. Knowing I can't take him on, I decide to give up this prime spot. Just as I reach the door, the tall guy suddenly pulls out a knife. "Hand over everything or I'll gut you." The madness and cruelty in their eyes tell me they'll absolutely do it. My mind races. Fight back? No chance. Hand over the money? That means elimination, 1 million in debt. What do I do? What do I do? I swallow hard. "Sir, let's talk. Robbery gets you flagged by the system and eliminated. Shut up. Hurry up. I've got no patience. The fruit knife presses closer to my throat. I give up resisting and decisively transfer the $50 in my account to him. Only by staying alive in the game do I have a chance at anything. They each take their cut and shove me out. The door slams shut. From inside I hear smug voices. Straight up robbery actually works. Lucky he told us robbing for cash doesn't get you eliminated. Now we don't have to worry about money. Who is this he they're talking about? Robbing an NPC is forbidden, but robbing a player, even killing a player, is allowed. Who knows the rules of this game so intimately? It's only day 2 and I've already lost my last $50. No money, no food. Am I just supposed to wait to die? A moment later, an anonymous post pops up on the public screen. Come to the bakery in level 3, section A. Bread is half off. The utility room door opens. The tall guy and his crew step out. I hurriedly duck out of sight and tail them to the convenience store. The 3 of them blow all the stolen cash on soda crackers. As the payment confirmation chimes, the system broadcasts, players 5, 49, and 61 eliminated for overspending. $1 million in debt. The tall guy lets out a wail. Before his voice even fades, his entire body vanishes like a streak of light into thin air. The 2 thugs disappear too. Dozens of bags of soda crackers and 4 or 5 bags of bread drop to the floor. I rush over instantly, strip off my jacket, and bundle up every cracker and bread bag tightly. I was right. The system said overspending gets you eliminated. But every player only has $50. How could anyone overspend? There's only one explanation: robbing another player's money and spending over 50 counts as overspending. But the tall guy stole bread at the bakery and wasn't eliminated, which means looting food doesn't count. As I expect, in the coming days more people will figure this out and fight tooth and nail for food. So I have to hide this food well. With these supplies, I can definitely survive to the end. I find 5 spots I consider safe and split up the crackers across them. 1 spot per day, and I can ride out the remaining 5 days. By the time I'm done, my energy is critical again. Soon I'm asleep in a terminal chair once more. Day 3 of the game begins. A heart-wrenching cough erupts nearby, drawing every eye in the area. It's player 47, the frail-looking girl. She's curled up on a freezing metal bench, body trembling violently, face flushed crimson from coughing, even feverish. Her boyfriend, also a player, gives her a look of disgust. What's wrong with you? You have a fever? Don't you dare die before day 7. Player 47's voice is hoarse and weak, thick with congestion. I'm just suddenly so cold it hurts so much. Aaron, can you hold me please? No way. What if you give it to me? Sudden lie. A piercing alarm rings out without warning throughout the entire terminal. Heavy, synchronized footsteps approach from the far corridor. Quarantine officers in white hazmat suits effortlessly lift player 47 up. Let me go. I don't want it to be eliminated. Aaron, help me, help me. But Aaron doesn't even look at her, just turns and runs. The quarantine officers ignore her cries, wheeling the stretcher away as players watch in horror. They vanish down the corridor. Seconds later, the system broadcasts, player 47, severe risk to public health, has been forcibly removed from the game zone for quarantine. Eliminated. $1 million in debt. Player 87, severe risk to public health, has been forcibly removed from the game zone for quarantine. Eliminated. $1 million in debt. Players exchange glances, eyes full of suspicion. Player 87 dug food out of trash cans yesterday. Today he had violent diarrhea. A cold gets you out, diarrhea gets you out. Who's next? Even the slightest cough, even just clearing your throat sends pulses racing. I learn another rule: you can't get sick. Even a minor cold or stomach bug means removal from the game zone. I survived the day on the bread and crackers I salvaged. The airport is even colder today, like a literal icebox. I find a thermal emergency blanket in the trash, the kind hikers use, and wrapping up in it finally keeps me warm. Day 4 arrives, with more and more eliminations. I wake up at dawn and decide to grab today's bread and crackers. I carefully avoid the crowds and head to the first hiding spot, the gap between a huge plant pot and the wall behind a remote restroom. I get close, crouch down, and reach into the familiar gap. Empty. There's nothing inside. My heart sinks. Refusing to believe it, I feel around more carefully. Not even a scrap of cracker wrapper is left. I don't waste time and run to the next spot. Nothing. Still nothing. All 4 hiding spots have been cleaned out. Dozens of bags of life-saving soda crackers and bread, gone overnight without a trace. My guaranteed winning hand has been completely flipped upside down, pinpointing every spot in one night and clearing them all silently. No ordinary player could do that. Who has been watching me this whole time? My spirits crash to rock bottom. I shamelessly hunt for free samples again, but more players are doing the same. Vendors have caught on and have hidden all the samples. Even the coffee shop's condiment counter is bare. The sugar packets are all locked away. Trash cans have become prime battlegrounds. Plenty of players still risk diarrhea digging through them for food. By the time I get there, not even crumbs are left. That's how I scrape by until 10 at night with all my meters flashing red. I head toward the airport's row of luxury shops. Other players whisper nearby. This guy's about to be eliminated. What's he going to do at a luxury store? In a trash can not far from the luxury shops, I dig out a few discarded bags and boxes. Lots of travelers ditch their boxes before departure to dodge customs taxes. I carefully tuck the boxes into the most intact bag and carry it. During my earlier scouting on the first floor of the departure hall, I discovered something amazing. There's a hot pot restaurant open down there, so now I'm heading there to score a free rest spot and some free food. I push open the heavy glass door. Warmth and the rich aroma of beef tallow broth wash over me. A waitress with a sweet smile trots up to greet me. "Welcome, sir. How many?" "2." I casually drop the eye-catching luxury bag onto the chair beside me, my voice carrying a barely noticeable rasp. "Get me a quiet spot. I'm waiting for someone." Her eyes flick to the bag in my hand, her smile widening. "Of course, sir. This way, please. Anyone buying that much luxury can't possibly be a freeloading broke guy." She leads me to a semi-private booth with cushioned sofa seating, extremely private. The moment I sit, I pull out my phone, fingers swiping rapidly. I dial a number that doesn't actually exist. The instant the call connects, my tearful voice explodes in the quiet area. "I'm waiting for you at the airport hot pot restaurant. I bought a 3 a.m. flight to Paris. If you don't come, you'll never see me again in this lifetime." I slam the phone down on the table. My eyes well up with tears instantly. The waitress hurries over with a steaming bowl of white fungus soup and a small plate of fruit, her voice dripping with tenderness. "Sir, please calm down. Have something to drink first. Did your girlfriend upset you?" My voice is heavy with congestion. "Thank you. Thinking about her being with the love of her life, I can't eat a thing." The waitress sets the bowl in front of me. "The sadder you are, the more you have to eat. How will you have the strength to make her regret it forever?" I nod, take the bowl, and sip slowly. The warm, sweet liquid slides down my parched throat. Hunger roars inside me, but right now I have to hold back. Soon she brings another free bowl, this time of steamed egg. I drag myself listlessly to the condiment counter and scoop 3 big spoonfuls of beef crumbles, dumping them into the steamed egg. Back at my seat, I force down the urge to wolf it down and eat with the most refined, tiny bites, my peripheral vision tracking the waitress and the manager. The waitress is like a radar at this point. "Sir, since you're feeling down, how about trying our new tomato soup? Sweet and tangy, really opens up the appetite." A bowl of mouth-watering tomato soup appears in front of me. "Let me bring you some snacks, too." A free plate of fries arrives right after. The waitress comes over again, eyes full of curiosity and sympathy, clearly more anxious than I am. Alarm bells go off in my head. She's asking too often. I switch modes instantly. Tears flood my eyes again, my voice trembling with despair. Does she really not want me anymore? I wasn't actually going to leave. I drop my head at just the right moment, shoulders shaking violently. "Don't cry, please don't cry." The waitress panics, rushing back with a huge stuffed teddy bear and pressing it into my arms. "Let him keep you company. You're so handsome she'll definitely regret it." I hug the fluffy bear, exhaustion crashing down like a tidal wave. My energy is critical. I have to rest. I secretly set my phone to vibrate at 2 a.m., then collapse against the bear, drained, curling up in the soft couch. I close my eyes. Just before I drift off, I pray they don't kick me out. I have no idea how long I sleep before the waitress wakes me.
Follow, like, comment, and share for part 2.